Good morning. I appreciate the opportunity to be here for you. Can everyone hear me okay? My name is Debby Hill. I'm the Associate Registrar here, and I have been here quite a while, 23 years myself, and I love this place. And we have grown, and we have some wonderful tools for you to use as faculty members, and I want to talk to you about those. I'll be talking about, of course, the class rosters, many of these things that you'll be using on a regular basis. Class rosters, grade rosters, advisement, the thing we love to hate, FERPA, and there's just some quick tips that are good to know. And just so you'll know, I will have this PowerPoint as well as I'll be set up at a table in the area that we have, the fair. So if you want to come up to me, and I'll also have Greg Pierce, our registrar, with me, we can discuss your individual questions that you may have at that time. But since we have just a brief moment, I wanted to tell you about SOAR, Southern's Online Accessible Records. It is not supposed to be a sore spot, pardon the pun. It's supposed to be something that helps you to succeed in your classroom. We have a class roster. Hopefully many of you already have your SOAR password, the login and password. If you don't, I can help you hopefully get that accomplished. But you will have a class roster for every class that you are attached to. You will have each class listed. This is a kind of a screenshot of what a SOAR Faculty Center looks like, and the basic navigation. You can download your class roster to an Excel file, but keep in mind that the students are adding and dropping classes, so that could change. I wouldn't do it right off the bat because there could be some changes with students adding and dropping classes. From your class roster, you can email your students, and we do encourage you to use the campus email because that helps us to stay within FERPA guidelines because it's on our protected server. Now, the only drawback, I will admit, is that you're not able to include attachments. But you could possibly, many of them will copy the email addresses from your SOAR class roster and put that into a blind carbon field and attach that through your traditional email exchange. But do use the Eagles email address. That's what we're telling our students to use, and that's what you should use as faculty members in corresponding with your students. That helps protect us on the, with FERPA guidelines. You can view a photo roster. We are currently uploading all of the student IDs, the photos that the students have taken. So if you want to see, put a face with a name with your students, this is also available in your advisee page. And new this year, we also have the textbook information. Now, you will not have it for the current fall semester because we're making a transition, but starting in the spring semester, you'll be able to view your textbook information already that's been coordinated through your colleges. Grade rosters, it looks very similar, but it is a separate tab. We do have different types of rosters. We have a not attending roster that we will be sending out, or will be available, will be generated in your faculty center, that you can list within after the first week of the semester. You'll be able to see and record which students are not attending. We then in turn will notify these students. Usually what happens, students think they've dropped the class and they didn't. And so this allows us to communicate with them to let them know, okay, you're not in this class and you're going to get a grade of F if you don't adjust your schedule. We also have midterm rosters, and we do ask to help with advisement that you do put midterm grades on all of your undergraduate students. That helps us. When you're an advisor, you certainly understand to know how a student's doing in the classes. So we'll have not attending rosters, then midterm rosters, and then of course we'll have our final rosters. And they're always due for full-term classes. They're always due the Monday after commencement. So in this case, I think the date's December the 17th is when classes will be required that morning by 11 a.m. But the earlier the better. If you get a chance to get your grades in sooner, that's always a plus. To make that easier, we have worked very diligently to get a process that you can upload your grades through a CSV file to your faculty center. We have some simple procedures where you can take an Excel file, a CSV file, but you're able to have, just as long as you have the student's ID and their grade, you can upload that rather than having to go in and enter manually those grades. Again, just like the class roster, you can email your students from the grade roster. And also we have the ability, a secure link that on your faculty center where you can request a grade change. So after the semester, after grades are posted, if you need to change the student's grade from an incomplete or whatever to another grade, you can do that through this website. And it actually goes to a workflow process, so it'll go to your chair, and then it'll go to the dean, and then if it's a graduate course, the graduate school, and then to our office for final processing. So a very secure site where you can request grade changes. And students and faculty are notified once the grade change is complete. Advisement. This is another integral piece to the success for both the students and the faculty as well. We have a very sophisticated advisement process where you're able to help track the students. You can see the same thing that the students are seeing within SOAR. Their page looks almost identical to this in that they can see their class schedule, they can see their classes that they're planning to take. We have what we call a My Planner, and they can map out every semester by semester the classes that they want to take. And we really encourage them to try to put those classes in the planner because that helps us in planning to know how many students want to take that course in a particular semester. We're trying to analyze that information to help with course demand analysis. But you'll be able to see their schedule, you can see when they can register. The degree progress report is something that's really useful in showing all the courses that are required for their degree, and it helps you track their progress towards the degree, whether they're taking the courses that are applied to that major or if they need to adjust, if they're adding a major, a double major, or a minor, whatever the case may be. This will track how many courses they've had and what they've completed and what else they need to take to complete their degree. It also does include the transfer credit for those that have the junior college transfers or transfer students in general. We have test credits, and then we also have like the ACT scores, all those types of credits for them. If there's any type of hold, if some of you may be registering the students, you'll have the ability to do so through this advisory center as well. Just like, again, the class roster and grade roster, you can email your advisees. Again, I encourage you to use the Eagles email address. And there is also a photo roster, so you can see your advisees. Now, FERPA is the one that, like I said, we love to hate. You can release only directory information, basically telephone book information. So the biggest statement we can say is, when in doubt, don't give it out. Particularly over the telephone, that's what really catches a lot of people, and you'll have a parent that may call, and so, please be very careful in that. Again, use USM email communication. One thing that the biggest mistake people make was, I'll just post my grades and maybe use this special coding or whatever. Students have a way of finding that out, so don't post your grades, please, publicly. We do have something that we're really encouraging our students to do, and this will help with cut down on phone calls with parents, hopefully. We have a parent guest portal access so that the students are the ones that maintain this. They're able to go into their student center in SOAR and actually give access to a third party, a parent or guest, access to their records. Okay, and they're not able to add or drop or withdraw or anything like that, but they can at least see the grades. So when they don't have to call you about midterm grades, they'll see the grades or final grades, and they're able to pay their bills, but they're not able to actually do anything else. And again, the students are the ones that maintain this information. They're the ones that create the access, and they're the ones that maintains the password, email, all of that information for whoever whichever person they would like to have that access for. So if a parent should call you, say, go to the parent portal, talk with your student about it. It's really to help, hopefully, generate the conversation with the parent and the student, and not you and the parent. Good things to know. One thing that is quite confusing for for everyone actually is we have different deadlines that we're very strict about. We have a financial drop deadline, and it is different from the academic deadline. We have academic deadlines for within the semester, depending on how long the class is, but the financial drop deadline is much sooner. It's within 10 days because it's our census count. And those, okay, thank you. And those dates are listed on our registrar calendar, so just keep that in mind. And I've got those listed here. They vary. I mentioned the not attending grade. It does count as a grade of F. So in the semester, if you had a student that was on your roster, you can easily give them a grade of F. Please don't allow students to attend your class if they're not listed on the roster. They may give you an excuse, but it's really important that they are on the roster. Room changes, work with your departments. Many of you are advised you have their holds on students' accounts. They have to be advised before they can register, and that's what the NE, not eligible to enroll flag, stands for. And then degree application, students must file that a semester prior to graduation so that we can make sure they have everything ready to graduate as scheduled. This is our registrar's website. There's so much I could tell you about SOAR and the things and policies and so forth, but I would encourage you to check out our website. We have an FAQ page that will answer a lot of the questions on policies and procedures. And anytime you can email our registrar at usm.edu email, and we will respond usually within 24 hours. And these are some contacts information. Again, this information will be on the handout that I'll have available at the fair of different people to contact, which offices to contact depending on your need. Okay? Any quick questions? All right, I did it.